Some people will come in and expect to get it down. Get it down in
One try.
shop. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
I have to let them know it's perfectly natural to screw it up and not get it in one shot. I admired my teacher, Paul Sweeney, and my best friend at the time, one of my best friends at that time, Matt, and we were like the ceramics dudes.
That's awesome. So you had a good mentor and you had a good buddy.
Yeah, totally. I'm still in contact with the both of them.
That's awesome.
You know, I get to visit Paul, the teacher, whenever I'm in town, and urge him to get him out here. And, oh yeah, I'm thinking about coming.
Okay, so moisten them.
Yeah, sorry, skip that step. First step, all right, little bit of moisture, okay? Just a little bit. As close to center as you can, okay, by eyeball, all right? And then let it rotate, spin it. We'll try out your foot pedal, rest your foot. Here we go. Oh, cool. All right. So yeah, just kind of play with your pedal to get used to the feel. Rotating, and I'm trying to get this piece centered, okay? Or as close to the center as possible.
Right.
And I have to interrupt this thing right now. So I'm rotating it, looking for it. How is it looking? Is it wobbly? Is it on center? Is it left
Right.
of center, right of center?
Right.
Stop it. Adjust it. So when I'm first putting that on there, I'm just giving it a nice smack so where it's lightly stuck, all right? And I can still hopefully adjust it a little bit if need be. Rotating it. This is another technique, slapping it to center, okay? And forming it into more of like a smooth, round. Okay, I'm just gonna help you. I can throw on a block as square edges, you know, and work with it by this point. It's no big deal, but
we're newbies.
this will help you. Yeah, totally. Okay, I work with the sponge in my hand, like the palm of my hand most of the time, or in my fingers. You might notice that's pretty much like control the.
Can I check this?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It is kind of chilly. Yeah. So I can kind of control the amount of water that's being released into my piece. The water is your lubrication. Okay,
Right.
you're gonna need it. It's your friend, but it'll also end up being your enemy too, because so much water will make your clay weak, and you'll want to get a height out of a piece, but you've got too much water in that clay body. You've added to it because it soaks it up. Anyways, first movement out of two very special movements. Okay, or forces. We can call them a lot of different things. Downwards and inwards. Okay, because we want to get this piece centered and compressed. Okay. So your first movement of two is this downward force, okay? I use my fist. And it takes a lot of muscle. It may take a bit more than you think it'll take. And that's okay, you can really put it to the clay. It can handle it, all right? You gotta use a lot of muscle. I'm pressing down on my fist. My left hand is out here, pressing in, okay? Because
And it raises.
what are you doing when you're pressing down on clay or something soft like that? It slays out, right? So my left hand is out here, keeping it in, all right? Because like I said, again, I'm compressing it and centering it, right? Getting it real nice and tight and on center, hopefully. You follow?
Gotcha.
Cool. Clear as mud? All right, so now, and I'm gonna go in. I just now got it, just about centered. But, okay, I'm gonna go in. Both hands. A damn good amount of water, okay? If you feel like the clay is sticking, like it's not moving like it should be, it's sticking to your hand, it's kind of got a rough feeling, it means you need some water on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Because you need to be able to get that clay moving, okay? And I'm using every part of my hand, my fingers, that clay is touching, okay? All right, oh my gosh, look at that. I just took a little bit. That's okay. So
So you can't put that back in?
No, it's dead. Yeah.
Once it comes off, it's dead. Man.
Yeah, dead. No, you can't put it back on. It can be recycled pretty quickly. If I, sit here with a bunch of plastic on, a bunch of scratch thrown off, torn off, and stuff like that, you wedge it right up and use it. Or you can put it in a bucket for a long-term recycle. These trash cans get filled. We empty them out on these plaster slab tables. Dry it up a little bit because we put them in there with a bunch of water. It gets all wet. And we dry it up in the plaster slab tables, bag it up, put it away, get it all done, and we run it through this big old machine called okay? And that'll shoot out the Play-Doh factory. It'll shoot out 2 cylinders of clay. All right, here we go. So, down and in, okay? And I don't know if I, spend enough time on, talking about going pressing in there, but you'll get the hang of it. Both hands, just pressing in and muscle. Don't be afraid to use that muscle. The clay can take it. You catch yourself going like this, your hands are going like this, okay? Put it to it, put it there. It'll show the clay who's the boss. Right? I use that stupid term all the time, but seriously, you gotta dominate the clay. Isn't that right, Jithel? What? You gotta dominate the clay. Dominate the clay. Okay, so I'm centered. I'm good. It looks good, feels good. I'm ready to go in. Open it up, okay? It's our next step. 2 fingers, little sponge, water, boom. I'm going in the middle, pressing in the middle, pressing down. My fingers are like at an angle. So in the end, it's a V shape like this, okay? All right? And I'm not going all the way down to the bottom. I'm leaving like a good 1/4 inch. Okay? All right? Now I need to open up the bottom. What am I making? I have to have a shape in my mind. Right? So it's gonna be a cylinder. I want to have a shape in my mind so I know where I'm going, right? So on a cylinder, I need a flat bottom because the cylinder has a flat bottom. And walls. Simple. Okay. So to make that bottom flat, opened up, I started that point in the middle, plenty of water, okay? And I pull just a bit of clay, I get a hold of it with the tip of my finger and I pull it towards me, okay? And that opens up your vessel there, okay? Now, okay. Now I've got a small little kitten water bowl or something right there. It's already done. But we'll keep going, all right?
Awesome.
Now, what I do here with a flat tool, it can be any kind of tool. I grabbed this one because it's there, but a flat edge, and I compress the bottom of my piece. I do this on every piece. It doesn't matter what form I'm making, but it's always important to compress the bottom because that is one of like the 2 key spots where it's prone to cracking, okay, during the drying process or the initial firing process as well, is the bottom and the lip. Okay, so I've just made my bottom, I've compressed it, and I'm gonna build my walls, okay? Right hand on the outside, left hand on the inside. Plenty of water covering the surface of the walls. It's completely covered with water. So it's gonna be smooth as my fingers run across it, okay? Now what I'm doing is, boom, the tips of my fingers are down there at that, where that clay meets that wheel, that meets that back. And my fingers on my left hand right there are there right on the inside edge, as far down as they can go. They're wanting to touch each other, but they're just grabbing a piece of clay instead, and they're moving it upwards in unison with the rotation of the wheel. You follow?
Yep.
You make it look so easy.
Well, it is. I mean, it looks easy because it is. But it just requires a bit of practice. That's all.
And it's about having the pressures as people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, you're grabbing a pinch of clay. All right. And you're grabbing that pinch and pulling upwards towards the sky. In unison with the rotation of the wheel. Not too fast. You can go too slow. I mean, you can. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Don't go too fast. It's
don't go
okay.
too slow.
It's okay to go
It's all
slow.
about balance.
It's okay to go slow. It's
Okay.
okay. You can always go slow, but it's not good to go fast. Too fast, that is. If you go faster than the rotation of your wheel, your piece will be off. Okay. If you go slower than the rotation of your wheel, that's okay. Yeah. That is. Is that JB Weld or something? All right. Here we go. Now. There's a little funky stuff going on the outside wall here. It feels odd. There might be some wobble in it. You'll come across some stuff like that. And I'll take a tool. It could be the flat edge of that. It could be the flat edge of this. This is my favorite tool. And I'm gonna do just about the same thing I did to the bottom, which was
Square.
compression. You know. So I'm pressing against the wall of the clay. And on the inside of my left hand, my fingers are up against the area where this tool is, right? Just for that support is compressing
That's awesome.
the walls of that cylinder. It's still got a funky ball in it, but that's okay. You know how many pieces at the store, at the gallery, wherever you go, the handmade pottery, it's got a funky little wobble in it. It seemed perfect, but man, if you put them somehow on a wheel or something, there's no out. You know, you see all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Yeah, very, very perfect.
That is cool.
Okay. So, are you guys ready?
Sure.
Now. Okay. Now, talking about if I cut it off the wheel is what I mean. Yeah. Take it off, go to the side, another drop. I can put a handle on it now.
Sure.
You can do a lot of different things, you know. I could like it, recycle it.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm afraid I'm not
Yes,
saying
it looks awesome. Yeah.
that. Do I do it? Stop? I think I'm gonna stop it.
You can't do
This
that.
is Mel's first one. I destroyed mine. It's her.
Dude, if you,
her cut.
yeah, it's your option. It's an
It's my
added option, okay?